the Exiled Voyager. I am terrestrial by origin, yet my story spans generations and galaxies. But before I tell you of my own tale, I must share the story of my predecessor, a figure whose name is spoken of only in whispers, a tale from a time when destiny carried him far from home. His name was Zarduf, native from Armak, and this is his story. Armak, a planet beacon of peace, knowledge, and wisdom, flourished in its pursuit of enlightenment, while its twin Galaxies advanced in ambition and conquest for generations. The two civilizations balanced each other, until the ambitions of Galaxies shattered that balance forever.
Zarduf, Ambassador Talarak awaits you in the Old Sector.
Yes, I'm getting close. It's been a long time since I last visited these areas. He must have something very delicate that he wants to talk to me about. Supreme Ambassador Talarak, I am pleased to greet you again.
I'm glad to see you, Zarduf.
Thanks for coming, Zarduf. I wouldn't have asked you to come here if it wasn't something of great importance. Varric gave us an ultimatum.
I knew we would have this conversation someday, Ambassador Talarak. I always had that feeling.
For many centuries, we have maintained a tense but bearable relationship with Galiox and Commander Varric. For millennia, relations between Galiox and Armak were very cordial and cooperative. But now that Varric is in power, little by little our paths and points of view have changed.
What ultimatum are you referring to, Ambassador?
He threatens to start an interplanetary war, which he wants access to all of Armak's knowledge and technology.
A war? That will destroy both us and themselves. Mr. Ambassador, there must be a solution to avoid such a war.
We have exhausted all avenues. Varric, it no longer understands aid and cooperation. It wants power and conquest. The last path left to us is conciliation. The Galactic Committee will meet very soon in Avanak. Its neutrality lends itself to being the host planet for this last meeting with Varric, and I want you to accompany me. But Zarduf, if this does not work, war is inevitable. Please go to Armak, wait for my instructions there. We will meet there and depart for Avanak. Thank you for coming here, Zarduf.
Zarduf, I can detect that you are not feeling well.
Dark times are coming for our planet, and possibly for many civilizations. I just hope it is an empty premonition.
I offer you a welcome, dear comrades. It is vital that we meet today.
We have been waiting for this meeting for a long time, Varric. I confess that we were beginning to doubt your control in this sector and in Armak.
We have all traveled from distant sectors, Varric. We are eager to know what you want to tell us. We are tired of waiting.
I understand very well the feeling of frustration, but I have made a decision. But to carry out this plan, I need your full help, dear comrades.
What's on your mind, Varric? Has your patience with Talarak run out? And are you thinking of getting rid of him?
War is the option I have, a planetary war to obtain the resources and above all knowledge of Armak, and if we don't have them, I will destroy it. We've been waiting a long time for Talarak to understand that we can't just expect these primitive civilizations to evolve. Right now we only have control over a few galaxies. There are many more that hold untold treasures waiting to be conquered and controlled by minds like ours. Total dominion over matter, time, space, and antimatter, absolutely. And now is the time. We are ready. I just need your help. And believe me, if you join me, you will have access to the greatest power any being in this universe has ever seen.
If we start a war against Armak, we will most likely destroy the planetary system, including your own planet Varric. Not to mention that we will make many enemies.
I know, dear comrade, it's a price that must be paid in the name of this leap to absolute power. Talarak doesn't understand, and he's the only obstacle to starting this crusade. So you're with me?
We are with you, Varric.
We are with you, Varric. We are with you, Varric.
We are with you, Varric.
Ambassador Talarak, your ship for Avanak is ready. Engineer Zarduf is also here.
Thank you, Ensign. I'll board in a moment. Generals, be alert. Remember, Varric is stalking us. I'll be back soon. Welcome, Zarduf.
I am pleased to accompany you, Ambassador.
I received news that Varric had a secret meeting with various representatives of dark sectors from other galaxies. I fear, Zarduf, that they are plotting something very evil.
This sector never really wanted to cooperate or interact with us. I myself tried to open paths of brotherhood with them.
But they simply don't like our doctrines, but now they have allied themselves with Varric.
Let's hope, Ambassador, that this last meeting will lead us on paths of peace with Varric and its allies. Good luck, Ambassador. I'll be watching.
Thanks, Zarduf. We'll see you at the end of the meeting.
Welcome and good luck, Ambassador Talarak.
Thank you, General Yormurk.
We extend a warm welcome to you, Supreme Ambassador Talarak of Armak. We give you a warm welcome, Supreme Regent and Commander Varric of Galiox.
Ambassador Varric, our people wish to remain at peace. And today we hope to resolve our differences.
Peace? Ambassador Talarak, it's an ideal we also yearn for. But my people and I believe that peace is maintained with strength. In Galiox, we've noticed gaps in Armak's military capabilities, which you've decided to keep to a minimum.
Ambassador Varric, we have no intention of arming ourselves for a conflict we don't seek. Our advancements and knowledge are focused on knowledge, medicine, science, and philosophy. Armak doesn't need to prepare for war.
That's exactly what worries us, Ambassador. This lack of will to defend itself puts the entire sector at risk. Galiox can't trust its security to a neighboring planet with such a weak defense system.
Ambassador Varric, are you suggesting that our peaceful way of life threatens your planet and the whole sector?
Talarak peace is just a pause before the inevitable. You focus your resources and energy on ideals, while we focus on our future. We wish to continue our alliances and mutual cooperation. Give us full access to your knowledge, inventions, and technological advances, and we will guarantee the complete security of our planets and that of other sectors.
With all due respect, Ambassador Varric, but giving up our technology under threat or pressure is subjugation.
Subjugation? I offer your people to live under Galiox's protection. If you refuse, Ambassador, we will be forced to take alternative measures.
So, is this how you want peace, Varric? With threats?
Peace is fragile, Ambassador. The galaxy respects those who obtain it by force, but not those who give it away for free.
The Council fears Varric. Many sectors follow him, or are afraid of him.
I don't think Varric is going to give in. He has a plan already drawn up. I know from good sources that he has traveled to very distant sectors and even to hidden places in other galaxies, and no one knows exactly what he is going to do there.
Galiox wants domination. Not partnership. They will take what they want, by force if necessary.
We will have to prepare for war. Or we will have to let them take what they want.
Zarduf, our values mean much more to us than survival. But if we are forced to defend ourselves, we will be ready. Zarduf, I need you to go to the Akimar sector of our neighboring galaxy.
Ambassador, it is a sector very far from Armak. I know that they expect our help, but with the threat of Varric I don't know if it is the most convenient. I would like to be here with you in Armak.
You can be calm, Zarduf. I don't think Varric will attempt an attack soon. Also, Zarduf, we are prepared. I don't want us to abandon our responsibilities with those civilizations that need us. I want you to take one of the main ships. You will find it fully equipped. I would like you to leave immediately.
As you say, Ambassador. I will prepare immediately for the trip.
Very well, Zarduf. And don't worry, everything will be fine. We are taking protective measures.
Zarduf. What a surprise to see you here. Security has increased a lot. We must be prepared. You seem worried, Zarduf. Talarak asked to have one of the support ships ready for you. It's ready.
I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye to my favorite commander. I can't help but feel a strange feeling. Lizana. I don't want to upset the ambassador. But I don't feel right about moving away from Armak right now. Any previous projects aren't as important as defending Armak.
I understand very well, Zarduf. But you know that our doctrines and codes are above all else. We will be prepared. I will keep you informed of what happens. Remember, Zarduf, no matter what happens, we do not question these parameters. Take care of yourself, Zarduf.
You too, Lizana. I'll be back soon. Alpha Core. Head to Armak. We need to get there as soon as possible.
Zarduf, the ship's chrono drive is off, and we can't start it. The command was sent from Armak. They gave the command. This is a main support ship. These ships, as you know, are very special. They are monitored by Armak.
But why would Armak give such an order? Don't they want me to get there soon?
Zarduf, I am currently receiving a communication from Ambassador Talarak.
Zarduf, please listen to this message. At this very moment, Varric and his legions are heading our way. Their mission is to subdue Armak or else destroy him. Varric is being supported by multiple planets and sectors that sympathize with his ideas. A few others are with us. I don't need to tell you it will be a fierce battle. You may be wondering why I left you stranded so far from us, but the reason is that you will be one of the few to survive this battle. You, along with your knowledge, and the treasures of knowledge stored on the ship you are on are too valuable to be lost. It would be painful for many civilizations if all our knowledge and doctrines were lost because of a sick ideology. Zarduf, I hope you understand us. Please, survive and take our knowledge to whoever wants to receive it. If we survive, come back. But if not, the ship you're on will keep you healthy until you find a suitable planet. My friend, Lizana will contact you if I can no longer do so. See you soon, Engineer Zarduf of Armak.
The atmospheric blasters are ready, prepared for imminent attack. Zarduf, I'm Lizana. Can you receive this message? Zardoof, do you hear me? Zardoof. I'm Lizanna. Can you receive this message? Zardoof, do you hear me?
Lizanna. Finally. It has been impossible for me to communicate with those sectors, and no one has contacted me. Please tell me what is happening?
Zardoof. The battle is fierce both on the planet and in the outer space. The support that Varric has is overwhelming. We never thought that so many sectors would support him.
Lizanna, tell me what happened to Talarak. What conditions are you in? How is Armak? What fate awaits us?
Zardoof. We don't have much time. Armak is doomed. Our forces and those of the sector continue fighting, but Varric's forces are more numerous. Apparently, this attack was planned well in advance. Armak's headquarters has already fallen, and Talarak fell with it. My friend, your mission now is to survive. You are one of the few Talarak decided would be so.
The feeling of helplessness is overwhelming. Knowing that you are being exterminated is something I've never felt before. Just being here and not being able to do anything.
Zardoof. You don't have to feel that way. Everyone here at Armak and the sector knows who you are. And if Talarak decided so, we shouldn't go against his orders. If it was decided that you should stay away, let's accept it. Good luck, Engineer Zardoof. And remember, we
It's time to destroy that planet. Let's get ready.
Commander, if we destroy Armak, Galiox, he will also be destroyed. This will trigger a planetary collision.
General, the most prominent Galioxians have already been evacuated and placed on another planet. Our scientists, our army, our teachers, those who disappear now had nothing to contribute to our project. They will only be collateral damage.
Zardoof, the chronopropulsors are online. The entire ship is functioning autonomously and absolutely. Everything is in optimal conditions. You now have total control.
Alpha Core, I need an update on the status of Armak, its planetary system, and the galactic sector.
Zardoof, Armak, your planet, no longer exists. Nor does the planetary system. The galactic sector still sends out pulses. I can pick them up with the scanner. I also don't receive signals from other ships like this anywhere. There are no signals of any kind. It's as if a barrier had been placed to stop any type of communication. Perhaps Varric does this to stop any type of help or communication with a ship like ours that was stranded.
But what was the whole point of leaving a lonely ship here? Completely stranded with only one survivor. Wandering in space. No planet. No place to go. What's the point of trying to survive here?
For some unknown reason, you became the only survivor. A reason even I can't understand. Zardoof, my mission and sole objective is always to take care of this ship and its occupants. So, as you must understand, my only mission is to keep you alive and find a suitable and safe planet for you to live on, as well as the ship and everything inside.
But then what option do I have? The sectors of the galaxy that haven't yet been explored offer me no planets I could live on. The ones we already know have already been dominated by the Varric or the Galioxians.
Zardoof, you're right. It would be impossible to survive inside this ship. But I have the technology to extend your life indefinitely until I find a suitable planet for you to survive. Zardoof, as you well know, Planets that can support intelligent life are very rare, although I've never yet been to those sectors. I have detailed information on the entire interstellar system, and I can navigate it. Furthermore, this ship is fully capable of a journey of this nature. I can't predict how long it will take or what it will be like due to multiple factors, but I can assure you that there are planets similar to ours where you could live, and I will find them.
Very well. So what do I have to do?
I have already been able to develop a route through which we could pass undetected. It extends for many thousands of light years of distance. I will have to use intergalactic tunnels and cords that connect vast places in the galaxies. Since the cords are too large for you to survive, I will have to put you in a deep state of suspended animation, so your body will never corrupt and you will remain completely healthy. But to achieve this, I will have to inject a group of nanoparticles into your system, but the use of this technology has variants. I cannot predict how long you will live after you awaken. It could be hundreds of cycles, or maybe millennia, or maybe forever. It all depends on thousands of factors. But Zardoof, this is the only way. When you are ready, you must put on the safety suit. I will start the hibernation process. The nanoparticles are mixed with the gas that will keep you alive. The route I estimate will be the most suitable and safest, and the one that has generated the least interest for exploration purposes is more than 26,000 light cycles away. I'll have to adjust the propulsion system. I have detailed information on planets that could harbor life. I hope to find a planet where you, Zardoof, can live. Preparing structural change. Planetary system detected. Conditions for traveler survival 95%. Chance of indigenous life 100%. Preparing system to stop the suspended animation process. Zardoof, welcome back. I hope you feel good. The nanobots adapt well to your system. How do you feel?
I feel generally well. It's like I've slept very soundly just one night. Alpha Core, give me a status of everything, where we are, how much time has passed. Let me know.
We are at a distance of 40,000 light cycles from where Armac was located. We could have gotten here much earlier, but this sector is one of the least explored by galactic scanners. So what I did was explore other sectors first, but I couldn't find a suitable planet. I was finally able to find this one. But Zardoof remembers that even though this planet hasn't been scanned before, it doesn't mean that others have already visited it before, or that maybe they will come later.
Alpha Core, inform me in detail about this planet and its planetary system. What you have in your database. I want to know where we are.
The information I have is that this is a planet that formed approximately 4,540 billions of cycles ago. It is rocky. It has a lot of water. In terms of its mass and dimension, it is very similar to Armac, although its gravity is a little stronger. It has a natural satellite that is the one we are in now. As for intelligent life, there may be some, but technologically I do not find traces of any advanced technological fame. I know that there is wildlife because I find signatures and chemical traces. The biggest drawback is the climate. Because this planet is in a glacial state, it is very cold. As for the fossil signature, I realize that this planet has already had life on different occasions, but it has become extinct and is reborn with different forms. It is something mysterious for now for me. These are the data I have so far, but to make an opinion you must explore it yourself, Zardoof.
I'll go scouting immediately. I'll use one of the auxiliary ships. Alpha Core, stay alert. I will do a reconnaissance tour of different areas of this planet before landing. The ship will not be seen or heard by any of the creatures that live here.
Understood, Zardoof. Remember the suit you wear, and the nanobots, they will protect you. What conclusions have you drawn after this first exploration, Zardoof?
It's a planet with a lot of wildlife. It's beautiful despite the cold climate, although I haven't seen any intelligent life yet. What's really strange to me is that it's never been discovered before, but for that, I'll have to investigate further. Alpha Core, give me the locations where you recorded traces of possible intelligent life. I just saw something. A wild creature preparing to attack a group of hunters.
Zardoof, remember the protocol of never intervening in the evolutionary lines of beings in a state of development.
You're right, Alpha Core. I took measures to avoid detection. The ship is completely invisible, and the plasma beam will look like lightning from the storm. They'll never understand what really happened. But if I must observe protocol, I must remain completely unnoticed so as not to interfere. I'm heading to the satellite. I have to come up with a way to scan this planet quickly and efficiently. Alpha Core. The fastest way to scan this planet is by creating a satellite which gives us all the information we need. Alpha Core creates a design and all the data to make a satellite.
Understood, Zarduf. I already have a model. It's in the hologram of the ship's main workshop.
It's a perfect model, small and practical. I'll print it immediately. I'll put it into orbit immediately. The coordinates are ready, and the data is waiting for us.
Zarduf, the satellite is already generating data about the planet.
Just as I suspected, Alpacor. This planet has already had intelligent life. There are distant traces of ancient structures made with high technology.
It's really very interesting, Zarduf. I have a feeling you'll want to go explore these ancient ruins.
That's right, Alpacor. It's a world full of mystery. Maybe something here is connected to Armak. Don't you think?
It is possible. Although our sector is somewhat far away in the galaxy, it could be possible. Although this sector has not had much exploration because it did not offer great points of interest.
I will begin a new journey of exploration to that area where those structures are. Alpha Core. I don't see any visible entries. Could you detect any using the locator?
I was working on that. Yes, there's an entrance. Place the locator against the wall. The system in that structure is similar to ours. Be careful, Zarduf.
Alpha Core. I'm scanning the inside of this structure. I think they're the remains of a very old power reactor. The technology is similar to Armac's, but older. I'll see what else I can find. I found a quantum driver. It's in good condition. Here are the answers to what we were looking for. Alpha Core. Can you verify it?
You're right, Zarduf. There's a lot of information in the internal memory. I'm transferring the data. It would be best if you examined it here on the ship.
Alpha Core. Start the system.
I am the memory system, AG 6455 to 623. Allow me to detect your molecular system and quantum system. I can detect that you are a native of Armac. Do you want to continue with the sequence?
Yes, I wish to continue. I am a native of Armac. The name given to me is Zarduf, but I have no knowledge of what happened on this planet. Can you answer my questions?
Yes, Zarduf. You can ask. Although my internal systems are somewhat damaged by the extreme weather, and my memory hasn't been updated in thousands of cycles. Despite that, it still works.
To begin, I would like to know exactly what was the objective of those who came here before me. What was the reason for building those pyramidal structures in different parts of this planet? Where did they come from?
We come from the planet Urkala, located near the Armac planetary system. A long time ago, Armac helped develop Urkala, but a virus led to the near extinction of the entire population of this planet. The only way for them to continue living was to terraform to another planet. To do that, they would have to rewrite the molecular and genetic system. With the help of Galiox and other planets, they scanned different sectors until they found this one. But the embryos brought from Urkala simply didn't work on this planet. Urkalian engineers and scientists were about to give up, but Galiox's scientists gave them a forbidden and controversial idea. Using Urkalian embryos but mixing them with a species native to this planet, they decided to pursue this idea. The biggest problem was that there was no intelligent life when they arrived. They had to use a natural, wild species from this planet that had some similarity to Urkala's genes. A species was found. Experiments began. Several prototypes were developed, but they developed flaws. Even with the technology that was available, it was not so easy to make the Urkalian genes fuse efficiently with those of these creatures, until finally a specimen was obtained that obtained a 98% affinity. Although the biggest problem was the violent nature of these creatures, this was a detail that could never be completely corrected.
Can you explain to me what those pyramidal structures were for? What happened to the specimens that were manufactured in the laboratories? Why is the planet in such a cold climate? From what I see here, it's as if this project wasn't finished or something very serious happened that caused it to be abandoned. Anyway, tell me everything that happened next.
When obtaining this specimen, multiple exams were carried out, multiple tests. Unifying the genes at a molecular level with the genes of the Urkalians was not easy, but this specimen was finally achieved. When obtaining this specimen, multiple exams were carried out, multiple tests. Unifying the genes at a molecular level with the genes of the Urkalians was not easy, but this specimen was finally achieved. While this was being done, the terraforming of this planet began. To achieve this part, the pyramidal structures were built. They were energy reactors, They were built in different parts of this planet. While this was being done, the specimens were refined. By this time, there were very few Urkalians left, and the Galixians were in total control of both the terraforming and all the experiments. For the Eucalians, their only hope was that one day they would be able to live in some way within these new beings. By this time, the examinations and tests had reached a new level. The new individuals were trained in other types of tasks. Activities such as basic construction, such as farming, domesticating animals, or socializing. Even for this part of development, a female had been created to be able to create more specimens. Having completed this phase of the project, having developed a simple language, writing, and mathematics system for them, they proceeded to train and educate them in more complicated tasks. Handling high-tech machines, handling tools, operating reactors, even operating weapons, and flying small ships. The Urkalians were never able to reach this part of the project, because by this point they had already become completely extinct. These beings never really knew how they were created or who their stellar ancestors were.
But having reached this point of the project, how did the Galioxians gain power over these creatures? I mean, did they give them freedom and some knowledge? How did they keep them under control?
When the Urkalians had become extinct, the Galioxians took total control over the planet and over the specimens. They never made them feel equal. For these new specimens, the Galioxians were gods. They were their creators. They were deities that they worshipped. This and their high technology served the Galioxians as a perfect weapon of domination, so that these beings would never reveal themselves or do anything against them.
What you've told me here is a truly incredible story. What the Galioxians did on this planet violates all the doctrines and philosophies of the galaxy. They should never have altered natural evolution. But what happened then? What happened to the new specimens? What happened on this planet that caused the project to be cancelled? Why is its climate now so cold and inhospitable?
What forced them to abandon this project was the fault of the planet itself. One day, the sensors of the reactors located in different parts of the planet began to emit a pulse coming from within the planet. It was water, a lot of water, an ocean that was within the planet's crust. This ocean was about to tear through the crust and emerge onto the surface. This would cause a total planetary flood, causing brutal rains for long periods of time. It would completely change the geography of the entire planet. It would be a catastrophe that would practically wipe out the planet. The Galioxians assessed their possibilities and concluded that they could not avoid the catastrophe in such a short time. They decided to abandon the planet, leaving these specimens behind. By this time, the specimens had already reached a certain level of knowledge and hierarchy. The Galioxians told them they were leaving and that they would have to build a ship of their own that would keep them alive while the catastrophe passed. They provided them with the tools and technology to build this ship. They were given the precise measurements and told how they should make it, and also what they should bring, things like tools, medicines, seeds, animals, and even other specimens that belonged to other experiments that the Galioxians had not discarded, and promised that they would return one day. Then the specimens were abandoned to their fate.
But after this part of the planetary destruction, what happened to the specimens? The glacial state the planet is in is explained by the global flood that occurred, but do you know what happened to the specimens?
Zardouf, I am a logbook that was fed information for storage. All the information I have ends the moment the Galioxians left this planet. I was not considered of high value because I was left inside the reactor where you found me. I don't know what happened to the specimens. I didn't even know this planet was in a glacial state. What I can provide you is a theory of what could have happened to them. It is most likely that when the planet stabilized, they would form small colonies in different parts of the planet. The little technology they carried with them would not allow them to develop a great civilization, and considering the cold state of the planet, they would possibly only survive, leaving a distant memory of their creators. I have no more information to share.
Tell me who was in charge of all the experiments and the terraforming of this planet?
He was the Supreme Commander, Varric of Galiox.
What Varric did here completely violates our galactic doctrines and laws.
What would have been Varric's true intentions when doing something like this, terraforming a planet and modifying its inhabitants to create a species?
Although it may seem strange, it was perhaps the catastrophic flooding of this planet that thwarted his plans.
Supreme Commander, one of our logs was activated in the abandoned Blue Laboratory.
Only one of us or a weapons engineer could have activated it. Zardouf. He and his ship were one of the very few we were never able to capture.
Sir, do you want us to send a group of explorers to investigate?
No. If Zardouf gets there, that will be his final destination. There's nothing there that could jeopardize our project. Besides, it will be interesting to see how things develop now.
Zardouf, what do you plan to do now that we know what happened here?
I can't really do much. What I can do is determine exactly what kind of experiments were done here to create this new species. I'll have to find a sample of these creatures' molecular systems to see what Varric hid or manipulated inside them.
To achieve this, you must return to the planet and find biological samples of these individuals without being detected, Zardouf.
That's right. I have a plan in mind to achieve that. Alpha Core, prepare for me an indetectable suit.
This suit will make you invisible and indetectable by any creature. The ship also will have the ability to become indetectable.
Alpha Core. I have all the information I need. Prepare the main computer. I want to know exactly what was done here with these specimens.
Already started feeding the computer with information. What the binnacle told us was accurate. But there are many hidden details in that DNA.
According to this information, not only he did modify the creature's DNA using Yakalian's DNA, but he also initially enhanced them with other abilities. But for some reason, it removed the same abilities from them.
You realize, Zardouf, that very deep within the molecular foundation of DNA, there is a quantum information about the original abilities. It is as if for some reason they left a backup.
You're right, Alpha Core. Why would Varric do something like this? Leaving such information almost indetectable. What occurs to me is that based on what we know, many scientists participated in this project. Maybe someone left this backup to be activated in some point. But why? That's the only thing I can't understand.
This may be the only chance I have to send this message. If I am discovered, I hope it's worth it.
Encrypted signal received. Alight. Encrypted signal received. Alight. Encrypted signal received. Alight. Zardouf, a message has just been received by the ship. It's strongly encrypted. It was sent from the neighboring galaxy to this one.
I don't have much time. This message is for the Voyager that was not caught by Varric's power. He knows that you are in the Blue Lab. If one day his message reaches you, I want to ask you to help them. The individuals. Yes, those specimens we made. You left the original backup imprinted inside of their molecular DNA. My name is Mazarak of Ocala. Those specimens do not know that they were created by Varric for a dark purpose. For now Varric has not interest in that planet. But I know that he will return one day. They must be ready. I know this because my genes are the ones used to create them.
That message basically asks me to help to those individuals whom themselves made it.
Galactic doctrines prohibit interfering with evolution of species, Zardouf. Also, what kind of help should you give to them? What is Varric pursuing with this experiment? Has been the only planet that has terraformed.
Alpha Core, this isn't a natural evolving species. It was a species created by higher entity, which make me capable of providing my help. Although their level of development is very basic, I think they need guidance.
You can now inform the commander that we found the traitor's place. I wait for orders.
Scout, proceed with the elimination protocol. Neutralize the traitor and remove all traces of the shelter immediately.
Objectives eliminated. I'll stay here to explore that no survivors remain.
Zardouf, according to the current levels of development that those individuals have so far, it would be too complicated to provide them help or guidance because although they are descendants of the first prototypes that were created, I don't believe that anything remains of that knowledge given by the Galioxians.
The analysis you've done is spot on, Alpha Core. Coming down now and trying to do something would be counterproductive to the development of that species. It's too early. They'll have to evolve at least so I can have some contact. If I alter the process right now, it won't bring good results for their future.
You have no choice but undergo another hibernation process, Zardouf. If you agree, I'll prepare everything. I don't know exactly how long you'll sleep this time. We'll have to wait until there is some development. The satellite you left in orbit will help me monitor its development. I'll have to wake you up when I see that they've reached a basic level of civilization.
I have an idea, Alpha Core. Before I undergo another hibernation, I think I have a way to accelerate the development of this individuals a little. I'll go there again and instill basic knowledge of agriculture, medicine, and animal domestication in their minds. They'll never know how to get it. They will only have this knowledge while they sleep.
Zardouf, I hope you feel well. I must tell you that your idea worked. The individuals knew how to put the information you implanted into their brains into practice. The planet is no longer in frozen state. Some of them used the ruins of the remaining structures to create similar buildings, or tying them into some kind of temple.
It's good to be back, Alpha Core. Do you have detailed and graphic information of what happened so far?
So far, they have reached a basic level of development. The change in the climate also helped a lot. They used models of the ruined structures left behind after the Great Flood to build. But one thing is certain, Zardouf. They somehow managed to retain a very distant memory of their creators. There are temples of worship, but is a very, very distant collective memory.
Alpha Core, in all this time there have been any indications of Varric?
No, Zardouf. There has been no traces of Varric, nor have we received any other messages. In fact, I realize that the place of origin of that message we received no longer exists.
The Yorkalian probably was neutralized by Varric's henchmen. Alpha Core, have you analyzed the type of language these individuals have developed?
Yes, Zardouf. They have developed a simple language, very similar to the language from Galiox. They even have developed a writhing system and mathematics.
What I must do now is study them, see how they've evolved. Learn their language and consider whether I should interfere with their evolution in any way. Remember Alpha Core. These individuals have the shadow of Varric lurking and they don't even realize it.
Ambassador Zamerk, my patience has limits and mine is running out. It is only because of the great respect that the Sectoral Council has for you that I have tried to wait for you and those from the planetary system to join our coalition. You, dear Ambassador, know that all those who are with us enjoy great benefits. They know that. Things never dreamed of await them all.
Commander Varric, I know that many have joined your forces and say they feel happy, but we also know very well what has happened. To those who have refused to join you, this galactic sector has tried to gain neutrality. In fact, we can cooperate with you, but we do not want to be part of that project that many do not even understand. But your words carry the weight of threat. We remember very well what happened with Armak or other systems.
Ambassador Zamerk, prepare yourself, because all those who are not with the coalition are against it.
Commander Varric, what are your orders?
Let the legions prepare. We will launch an exemplary attack. All sectors must learn what happens if they do not join the coalition.
Everything is ready, Commander. We are prepared and ready to attack immediately. We will begin the operation right away. Beloved brothers and sisters, I have gathered you here today to give you bitter news. Our lands, our planetary system, our galactic sector will be attacked very soon. Our henchman, as you may already know, is Varric. At this very moment, their legions of death are preparing to destroy us. Our species have inhabited this sector for countless millennia, and we all know that we have tried our best to avoid loss of life, but Varric has made it fruitless. We all agree that our freedom, which has always been our right, the one for which we have always lived, will die with us, but we will never sacrifice it. Brothers and sisters, we must be strong. We have never questioned these parameters of death, but if we have enjoyed life in freedom, then why live without freedom? Then we must die free fighting. Brothers and sisters, we are also ready to defend ourselves. We are ready to leave this life with pride, and we know it is worth it. Our sacrifice will not be in vain. We know that what happens here will not be forgotten. And other sectors can prepare for what Varric's legions bring. So, beloved brothers and sisters, protect yourselves, prepare yourselves, and let our destiny mark our future. And if that future for us ends here, what a beautiful life we have had. It was worth living.
Your ship is ready, Commander, and the legions too. We are just waiting for your orders to take off and get moving.
You've done a good job, General. I want us to use the icosahedron this time.
The icosahedron? Commander, you sure?
That's right, General. This is the perfect opportunity to test this new weapon. After this battle, the sectors will have a better idea of us.
Yes. Commander, it will be as you order.
I want it to be a lightning and brutal battle. I don't want troops on the ground. We'll do everything from above. Prepare your subordinates. I don't want to fail. I want them all ready.
Ready to enter combat. Go.
Commander, we need more ships for the lunar sectors. We're getting a lot of resistance there.
Attack. On the moons and the sector. Don't let them react. Now.
Commander Varric, Ouroboros has fallen. We are heading to Ambassador Zamerk's headquarters.
Perfect. Destroy all the structures and prepare the icosahedron without wasting time. Place replicas of the icosahedron throughout the sector. From now on, the sectors will think more carefully about our offer.
Everything went according to plan. Commander, what are your orders?
You have done a good job, General. Let us return to our sector. Nothing remains here.
It is quite possible that the blast wave was felt in nearby galaxies.
Exactly, General. That's what I'm looking for.
Zardoof, a very strong and very strange reading signal has just been detected by my sensors.
That was an ultra-powerful, controlled antimatter burst, and it was also precisely directed in multiple directions.
Yes, Zardoof. That was a strong and unusual discharge of antimatter.
The antimatter discharge originated from a zero point. In a neighboring galaxy, according to my calculations, it originated from a specific point and split in 20 different directions. It originated from a device shaped like an icosahedron.
It's a weapon, Zardoof, with unimaginable destructive power.
Varric transformed into a monster. We never thought his doctrines and ambitions would turn him into this.
From the objectives that Varric pursues, it's clear he has a goal in mind, and he's not alone, Zardoof. And just as he destroys, many follow him.
With this attack, he completely destroyed a planetary system. He went even further than when he destroyed Armak. I know very well that one day he will return here. Knowing who causes so much destruction makes me feel utterly powerless.
Zardoof, now more than ever you must keep an eye on these individuals. They must prepare for Varric's return, and only you can help them.
From what I've been able to analyze through observation, and from what we know, the first specimens were created on this continent. After the global flood, they moved to the nearby continent and began to build cities, many on top of the structures left by Varric. Climate has possibly been an important factor.
I can see that you plan to provide help for them again, right, Zardoof?
That's right, Alpha Core. I must do it. From what I've observed, they've settled in different parts of that continent. I'll have to give them more technology and knowledge, and also create a code of laws that will make life in society easier for them. I've been studying their customs and way of life. Although they've reached a very simple level of development, there's something about their behavior that strikes me as odd. I've noticed that they go to caves in processions. It's as if something spiritual compels them. There must be something within those caves related to their early past. Perhaps a collective memory that remains deep within their recollections, but they don't understand why. Something tells me that if I investigate, I'll find some trace of Varric.
You're right, Zardoof. Just be careful and protect your identity.
I already have the diagram of the cave I'm going to explore. Everything is ready. Alpha Core, help me open this door. Are you recording this, Alpha Core? It's an abandoned lab, but many of the computers and machines still work.
I detect signal transmission pulses, Zarduf.
Welcome, Voyager. I see you found one of our warehouses. I was wondering how long it would take you to do that. You can take off that suit. You're not invisible to me.
I knew you'd left something behind in your private lab. I suppose you've been spying on us and watching us all this time. Where are you?
I'm always watching, Voyager. I'm in the galaxy next to yours. Do you like your new home? A little different from Armak, right?
Your irony is more twisted than the experiments you conducted on this planet. It's ironic that while you destroy planets and sectors, you come here to create life.
The only one responsible for the destruction of your planet was Talarak. We could have done so much together, all that wasted knowledge. You might not believe it, Zarduf, but I had a deep respect for your mentor.
It's a sick way to show respect. What other plans do you have now that you've developed that infernal weapon, Varric?
The weapon was created solely for defense. My intention has always been the security of our galaxies. But there are those who believe that this divine balance will last forever. And the day that balance breaks, I don't intend to be on the side that collapses. In that equation, the weak don't count. But tell me something, Zarduf. What will you do now that you know everything? Now that you know about these specimens?
That's a strange question, Varric. I'll do what we've always done. Help them, educate them. Show them the best paths for optimal evolution. But above all, give them free will so they can choose. And now that you know, what will you do, Varric? Will you send your extermination legions?
I understand your anger, Voyager, but no, I'm not sending anyone. I have many more important plans and projects to attend to, but I will be keeping an eye on things. But if you want some advice, don't waste time and technology on these creatures. In essence, they are worse than the wild creatures we found there when we arrived. We couldn't suppress those brutal instincts within them. If you help them, one day they will be stronger, just as savage and brutal, but with knowledge, and they will end up self-destructing, and your work will have been for nothing. Think about it, Zarduf. You can still find a planet worthy of you.
It's ironic what you say, Varric. You describe those bloodthirsty creatures as if you were describing yourself. We'll see in time who is right.
Your answer doesn't surprise me, Voyager. You are worthy of Armak. You had a great teacher. I would trade 1,000 of my tribunes to have just one like you in my ranks. But you have already chosen your destiny. I know we will meet face to face someday, and that time it won't be for such a friendly conversation.
Commander, Zardouf destroyed the laboratory. Do you think it's a good idea to leave him alive with all the technology it has where he is?
Zardouf could help us without even realizing it, Advisor. He himself will be in charge of training these specimens, having them ready for when we need them. What we can do is sow the seeds of power and greed among some of them. There's nothing more addictive than a little power in these animals. To have allies ready when the time comes to use them.
I don't know how many more laboratories like the one I just destroyed are left on this planet, but I'm sure there are even more.
I've already done a complete sweep of the planet, and I still haven't found another one. But as you think, Zardouf, there must be more.
Varric is up to something. I know it. His attitude tells me so. For now, I must find a way to continue this mission.
I understand that now more than ever you need to help them, Zardouf, but how would you do it now? To help them more effectively, you'll have to interact with them.
That's right, Alpha Core. I'll have to interact with them. And to do that, I'll have to look like them. I'll have to develop a suit that hides my appearance. And communication will have to be verbal. I've studied their dialects. And their phonemes are simple and easy to articulate, so that won't be a problem. The suit must be convincing so that they do not get scared by my presence. It must look like them. The ship can transform into anything. I will imitate the shape of a nautical ship that is familiar to them.
How are you feeling, Zardouf? This style is definitely new. I think you did a great job.
Alpha Core. Feels strange. Very different from other transformations I've done before. I'll have to make several trips, as these individuals have organized themselves in different locations. The vast majority are here on this continent. As I told you before, I won't arrive by air. I'll go by water, which is more familiar to them. I'll have to visit different places. The ship will change its shape to one more familiar to them, making it easier. I greet you. I come in peace. My name is Zaduf, I am a traveler who comes from very far away.
That foreigner speaks in a strange way. The strange ship anchored on the beach must belong to him. Where do you come from, stranger? We've never seen anyone like you in these lands. Is that strange barge yours?
I'm just passing through your land. I'd like to exchange knowledge and learn about your culture. My tribe enjoys sharing knowledge. And yes, the barge anchored on the beach is mine.
And what do you want to know about us, foreigner? What do you want to exchange? What do you have to offer?
I offer my knowledge. Among the things I know, there might be something important that could be useful to you. Aren't you curious to know some of the things I know?
Knowledge and information are never in short supply. Foreigner, come and meet some of our tribe. Tribal members, this is Zaduf, from distant and unknown lands. He wishes to exchange knowledge and information.
Where do you come from? Where's your tribe located?
Do you know how to heal the sick? Or perhaps you know how to make it rain?
Do you know how to tame the beasts that stalk us?
Maybe you know how to make more food? Or how do we stop the flooding?
I understand you have doubts about what I'm asking and saying. If you allow it, I could go and visit a seriously ill person you know, and I could try to heal them, and then I could answer the other questions and doubts you have now.
I think we should give this foreigner a chance to show us what he's capable of. Right now, there's something that's making us sick, affecting us, and we don't know what it is or how to cure it. Maybe he could teach us how to cure it.
I'm going to help them. Don't worry about what I'm going to do. I'm going to examine them, to understand what's wrong with them and determine how to cure them.
What is that light? How can he control such a strange light? I can see inside that head. What are you doing?
Who are you, stranger? What kind of magic is this?
Dear friends, please don't be scared. It's not magic and it's nothing bad. Where I come from, we heal and predict illnesses with these devices. I know what's making your people ill. It's a pathogen. Something you can't see but that exists and makes people sick. But I know how to make medicine to cure them. Your people have been healed, but I will teach you how to make medicine to prevent this and other diseases. I must return to my boat, and I will also bring you seeds that you will sow in your fields to obtain better food than you have now.
Who are you, stranger? You say your name is Zaduf, but we have never met anyone like you. Where do you come from? Do you perhaps know something about our very ancient history? Just remember my name, and I beg you to return. There is something about you that tells me you can show us something we have never been able to understand. Do not forget your humble servant. My name is Murlak.
I tell you truly, I will return very soon, Murlak. And I would really like to know many things about your distant past. I'll see you very soon, my friend. Take care of you people.
already have the sequences ready to manufacture the seeds and vegetables you need.
The color and texture are identical to the original vegetables, but most importantly, they are compatible with the inhabitants of the planet. They can be planted very easily and will provide a readily available food source. Now I must create the information codex. It will serve as a guide.
The medicines to cure them of the pathogens you found are already in the manufacturing stage, Zarduf.
This will be enough. I will have to return very soon.
I've noticed that you included in the codex some very primitive methods for purifying water and methods for neutralizing infections, as well as very primitive methods for predicting floods.
You're right, Alpha Core. I must at least put them on some kind of technological development path. They need to be prepared, but at the same time they must evolve. Time moves differently in this sector. Remember, Varric is lurking.
Be a little cautious, Zarduf. Some of the tribe saw your ship. They must have many questions and are probably scared.
I see you kept your promise to return, Zarduf. We need to talk. If you'll allow me.
Greetings, Murlak. Yes, I have returned as I promised. I have brought something for you and your tribe. It is in this urn. I know that you and your people have questions and are distrustful of me, but you should not fear. I promise that after I show you what I have brought and tell you a little about myself, you will feel better.
Zarduf, what is this? What are these things? Please, stranger, tell us who you are. What can we give you that your lordship doesn't already have?
You're right, Murlak. I don't need anything from you. What I really want is to share some knowledge. What you see coming out of this box are seeds for food, easy to plant and designed to germinate in your climate. The liquids are medicines that your people need. And the scrolls will teach you in detail how to reproduce these medicines, how to plant the seeds, how to harvest them, and how to manufacture more medicines. They will also tell you how to find metals and how to alloy them. And most importantly, Murlak, you will find a code of laws for the life of your people. I tell you truly that if you follow these laws and instructions, your lives will change for the better.
Tell us who you really are. Are you perhaps one of the creators? One of the powerful beings that the oldest among us have told us about for countless moons. Are you perhaps one of those who left us here? But despite everything, I don't understand. You look like us. You speak like us.
I come from a land far, far away from yours. A land much farther than all the stars you see in your sky. This appearance you see is not my true form. I changed it so as not to cause fear or panic among you. And no, I'm not one of those who created you. And if having knowledge makes me powerful in your eyes, you may call me that if you wish. But I tell you truly, you too can develop knowledge. But learn this well, Murlac. Knowledge should only be used for the good of your people, or to defend your lives, never to harm or subjugate others like yourselves. My mission among your people is complete, Murlac. It's time for me to leave. This knowledge that I have given you, I must share with other peoples like yours, because others like you need this same knowledge. From now on, you will be able to follow a faster and easier path to your development, but you must always abide by the code of laws I gave you. Appoint teachers among yourselves who can teach these laws and knowledge to others. Choose those who want to learn to become future generations of teachers, and remember, I will always be close to you.
Zarduf, you will never be erased from our memory, even if many moons pass. What you did for us is priceless. I know you have to leave, Zarduf, but I and the other members of my tribe hope that you will return someday. For us, you will always be Zarduf the Powerful.
Your joy honors me. Imparting knowledge has always been the mission of my tribe. Now I must go to other distant places to impart this same knowledge that I have given to you. Before you lie many challenges to overcome. But with the path I have shown you, you can go very far. Never stray from the laws I have given you, and remember to teach others who need it. I will never forget you. One day I will return. Until then.
I am pleased that you have come so soon, General, for I must entrust you with a mission of great importance.
I am ready to undertake the mission you order, Supreme Commander.
Zarduf crossed a line that, according to his own doctrines, should never have been crossed, and at the same time opened a valuable opportunity for our future opportunities in those places in the galaxy.
What are your orders, Supreme Commander?
Your task will be easy, General. Head to that planet, By this time, those creatures must have formed some kind of primitive civilization. I want you to find their leaders and corrupt their minds. It will be easy. They are modified animals, but true to their instincts. Teach them how to dominate others, how to impose their will by force. I want you to prepare the ground so that when we need them, they will serve us as slaves. But remember, General, always make it clear to them that we are their gods.